All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Football Miami TV. Thanks for joining us tonight. Jump in the chat. Let us know what you want to talk about. But I am your host, Peter Brown. And of course, as always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Uncle Ed. Say hi, Ed.
How's it going, guys? We've got a great show today. We're a little sad today, Peter, because of Kobe Bryant. I'm sure you guys have heard about that.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant apparently was in a helicopter crash, right?
Right. Sad, man.
Yeah, and
He
he just recently celebrated the announcement of body armor with all the MLS players over in LA, and Matthias Pellegrini was there, to get to meet him.
Yeah, man. It was that's crazy, man. How one moment you're here and one moment you're gone, man. But it was a cool picture with the whole group, MLS players, and everybody knew that he was a soccer fan. So he was always there, man. But our prayers go out to his family, man.
Yeah, it's sad, but it tells you what you got to appreciate every moment, right?
Yeah, you gotta tell your loved ones that you love them, and just enjoy every moment.
I love you, Ed.
Oh shucks, man! Right back at you.
All right, well, hey everybody, jump into the chat. Let us know what you want to talk about, but for a couple of things. I know, Ed, you're going to direct the show a little bit more today because I just got back from Colombia last night. I'm a little out of it. I'm not as up to date as I normally would be. But, as always, on a Sunday, you know where I go. I go to Lockhart every Sunday so I could get a tour at I give myself a tour of Lockhart. I walk around the perimeter, and I film a construction update that everybody seems to like. So, this week, you joined me. And what happened?
Well, Peter, it's funny because yesterday was an event where Jorge Mas and Paul McDonough, he went to check out the supporters. He went to go see Vice City. Of course, I was going to be with Southern Legion. He shows up. We greet him, and everything was great. Got to talk to Jorge Mas. It's so awesome to talk to these people, and he was checking people playing soccer, and we had a good time, man. And one of the things that I was able to talk to Paul about was I was like, Paul, I'm jealous. And he's like, why? I was like, because you gave Peter, a tour of the place, a personal tour. When are you going to give me mine? He's like, well, you got to show up. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go tomorrow, I told him, And he's like, oh, man, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to be there. Sorry. I was like, oh, man, well, next time, whatever. We go today.
Right.
And, we're walking around, we're starting to film, and all of a sudden Peter says,
"Who over there?
Who does that look like? The body type." He says he's got the body type, and he looks. I think that's Paul.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm no shy guy, so I'm like waving over there, and Peter's like, "Don't wave, don't wave."
He's not going to see you, is what I'm saying. Yeah. He's not going to see you. We're just so far away, but
anyway, so we're filming, minding our own business, when all of a sudden, this, we thought it was security guard.
Yeah, right.
This guy comes up, he looks all mean. I was like, oh boy, Peter, what do we do now? And, well, you were there, Peter. You could tell some of the story.
Well, I just, I usually talk so much. This is a great chance for you to fill in some of this stuff. But, yeah, it was, you're right, Real Sports. I did miss the biggest party at Urban. I'm going to try to go next week, though. I don't have to show up just for the big stuff. I want to show up for the regular everyday thing. But no, yeah, I wanted to be there. But, I got in at the time that I got in. It just, for my flight, it wasn't going to work. I had to spend some time with the family and things like that. So, but it was interesting. When I had my tour with Paul McDonough, we did mention you, Ed, and he did mention that Ed's gonna be jealous, and I was like, yeah, he lives in Miami though. It's a little harder for him to get down here, but yeah. So we were at Lockhart today, and we were right next to the gate, and there's this one particular gate that I'm about to tell a story about, and Ed's goofing around while I'm trying to tell the story. And then, as we pretty much finish up, a little golf cart comes up, beeping its horn, waving at us a little bit. And, I thought maybe someone was going to try to shut us down, like, it's happened to me before. And but no, this guy named Eric, and let's throw up that pic of you and Eric. And
Yeah, good old
Eric,
Eric, man, our new best friend.
yeah, Eric says, you guys want to come on in, and
And we're like,
of course,
what?
of course, we want to come in.
Yeah.
Really
Oh yeah.
super nice guy. Eric is the foreman of the entire facility, and so he's overseeing the entire project. And we talk about it with him, and he told us to get on in the golf cart, and he would drive us around. And this time we were allowed to film.
And good old Peter takes a picture of me with my eyes closed instead of taking two pictures. He only takes one. But whatever, we'll take.
I mean, Ed, we're looking at the picture right now. The sun is in your face. You can't really tell that your eyes are closed. Heck, we can't even see Eric's face because the sun is the lighting is just terrible. But whatever. I'm sorry, Ed.
But we got on our little buggy.
Yeah, so I'm going to show a little video here as we're talking. We see us driving around on the west side. I mean, how amazing was that to get that little tour? In the golf cart, seeing everything.
Yeah, and it was like, and I started filming a behind the scenes because Peter's in the front seat. Of course, he always gets the front seat. Filming, doing his thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to film a little bit myself, and I'm going to, get people a little view of what it looks like when we're filming. So you get to see some of that. You get to see Peter doing his thing, and Eric was telling us about all the little details. And the funny thing is, we had filmed already. I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, Peter.
It wasn't that long. It was because he did the whole tour again, basically, and it was like 7 minutes. So we probably missed about 7 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, we didn't record the first part of it, so we're like, no, you didn't.
Let's get this straight, Ed. I did record it. I pushed the record button. I filmed.
Where's the video, buddy?
We are very high tech on this channel, and so we use nothing but Apple products. But my phone, my phone, it for whatever reason it froze, and literally when I noticed it, I look at the screen and it's not moving, and then my phone restarted all by itself. So it lost everything we filmed. And we'll talk about this in the video as well. But luckily, Eric was so cool to stop, wait for my phone to reboot, and then show us everything all over again.
Yeah, we did miss a little part. I think it was where the seats were stored, or whatever. I think I've got some pictures of that, but but it was cool. I mean, we got a really cool view. So guys, don't forget to watch that video tomorrow.
Yeah, and everybody's getting to see a little just snippet of it. But watch the video tomorrow where we actually also were interviewed in that video by a friend of ours, Andres, who's doing a film project for school. So, a lot happens in that construction video. So, we start off as our normal construction video, just checking everything out. And then it turns into a full tour in the golf cart.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun because he was telling us a little bit about everything. And there's a part on the video that you guys are going to check that we had no idea what it was, and he actually told us what it was. So I'm not going to tell you where it was, but we were like wondering what we were asking about, every little detail that we could remember. But there's stuff that we forgot because we were just so excited. At least I was excited because I was like, this is cool. We're getting a ride everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was my first time there doing that video, so it's it worked out.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about it, Ed. You saw everything. He told us what the due date is. The deadline is February 20th.
Yeah, February 20th. Dude, I don't know.
What do you think?
The fields are ready. They could start practicing on them. There are parts where, like you even told me that they're not connecting. Right. That still needs to be watered or whatever. But there's a couple of fields that look like they could be played on. And the turf field is ready to go as well. So the thing I'm most impressed of right now is that they've already got the field.
Right.
They were probably thinking about that. They're like, we need to start getting the players out there and practicing. I don't think that's going to be a problem. It looks like also the training center is going to be ready soon. At least that's what it looks like. The stadium looks like it's still, like there's still something they're running behind. But these people were working. Yeah. I mean, they were doing stuff, and there were a lot of people on there while we were driving. They were like looking at us like, who are these guys? And we're like, acting like we're
No,
VIPs. We're like,
I thought the
"Yeah."
best thing is Eric is going around telling everybody these are Paul's guys. These are Paul's
Yeah,
guys.
he's like, Paul's guys, and they're like, oh, cool, cool, and we're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
dude,
we're in
yeah,
now, man.
cool.
We're in.
Yeah. Gosh, Paul, if you're watching,
Thanks.
thanks, man. I never expected it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but Paul
and
told him
I
to
didn't think he saw it.
give us some hell, right? I mean, he told him
Yeah,
give us an ugly, a mean face, give us, be mean to us, and Eric went the opposite direction and gave us a full tour. Obviously, Paul wanted to have a
yeah.
little fun with us.
He was too nice. Yeah, he was a really nice guy. He just didn't. That wasn't in his nature to give
Yeah,
us a hard time.
and what's cool with Eric was that he's a fan. We mentioned he said something. I asked a question, and you'll hear it in the video. I asked a question, and he mentions Tim Robbie, and he knows Tim Robbie. From previously. He's like strikers and this and that, and
Yeah,
he's a soccer fan. He just happens to be a construction worker, and
yeah,
he's looking forward to going to the games.
yeah. It's really cool. We were talking about that, and yeah. Hopefully. Well, I think he even mentioned something about tickets because we were asking him, hey, did you get in your tickets yet? And you were saying something about it. He should at least get like free tickets or
He
something,
said
right?
he said he's hooked up. He says he'll just call his buddy Paul.
Oh,
So
really?
so
Paul
Paul,
better hook it
we know
up.
Paul watches some of these videos. If you're watching Paul, Eric wants tickets. He wants
Yeah, hook him
full
up.
access. Because
Oh
remember,
yeah,
we even talk
yeah,
about the VIP area, and he's like, and I kind of jokingly say we probably won't be able to get in there, and he goes, I will.
yeah. Well, I actually filmed that part.
Yeah.
It's on the background, so it's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
good stuff. But
Yeah.
some people asking, Broke Boy Industries is asking if the tickets for the opener on StubHub are legit, kind of expensive. I mean, I think if they're on StubHub, they're legit. StubHub's a legit thing. Somebody with season tickets probably put them on sale because I don't know if single game tickets are available. Are they, Ed?
I've heard that the single just for the opener, I think those are already
Okay.
on sale because I actually went to the website and there's like a little ticket thing. I didn't click on it, but I was like, but it was the only date that they had
Okay.
that. So I think they want to ensure they're gonna have a full house. I don't think that's gonna be a problem. I think the only problem they're gonna have with now are the scalpers because they're gonna try to make some bucks off of this because this is the first game, and Chicharito's gonna be
Yeah,
there.
well, that's what StubHub is really, is what scalpers, right? I mean, it's not, it's a secondary market, so that's kind of what StubHub is, illegal scalping. So if the price, if it's on StubHub, I mean that's legit price for secondary market. If you're looking for tickets, you need to go through Ticketmaster, right, to get the real
Yeah,
price. And I
right.
can't still imagine the first game, the price is possibly being inflated because everybody wants to go to the first game.
Right. And but I'd suggest to everybody it's a lot cheaper to get season tickets. If you're thinking about going to more games, that's probably the route to
Right.
go. And you could go to StubHub and sell them or something. But I think I already got my season ticket, so I'm happy. I'm good. I'm not like in the VIP section like Peter is, but I'm gonna be with the supporters, getting wet.
Yeah, I'm actually going to look that up. Somebody's asking
And
about.
and Peter's gonna be the one pampered and getting food walked up to him and drinks and stuff like that. I wonder if they're gonna have the old Strikers guys. Remember the guys that were selling all the food and
Yeah.
stuff. Remember the guy that used to put a big old thing
Yeah,
on
yeah,
his
yeah.
head?
That big. I mean, he'd be at the Dolphins games, the Hurricanes. He had this big big thing. It was in what I
I
think
don't
it was
know what
orange. I think
but
it was
no.
like
Yeah,
the color of for the
like
Hurricanes.
yeah, and but I thought that was really funny because he was yeah, you're right. He was like in every event. Hopefully he'll be there. Hopefully he's still doing his thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And Anthony Manzano was asking that Pete, I know artificial turf is better for water conservation, but is it good for longevity of the players throughout their careers? No, but don't worry. I know sometimes when I'm doing these videos, I say turf because I mean there's real turf and there's artificial turf. The only artificial turf field there is intended for the high school football team and soccer games. It's got soccer stripes painted on it. I show it every week in our videos. That is the only artificial turf field there. Everything else is natural Bermuda grass. If I remember correctly, I think it's Latitude Bermuda. Latitude, I think, is just the brand. The place they got it up in West Palm Beach, I believe it was. So, you know, you've got foreign players that come into MLS and say, I won't play on artificial turf, and some have been very princessy about it and not, don't go on the road, at least in the past, and don't play on the turf. So don't worry about that.
That's one field out of, dude, there's so much space right there. And I didn't know this, this was like the first time I've been there since the actual construction began, and the fields in the back. I remember going to the Lockhart area before, and the baseball stadium. I had no idea there was so much space behind the basebol stadium.
Yeah,
area.
well,
it's like
the baseball stadium, blocked so much of your view. Although there were a ton of fields back there. There was. I remember there was one Fort Lauderdale Striker actual game that they decided to play back there, and I don't for the life of me remember why. Why would you not play in a stadium?
Yeah, I remember.
But they played in a
backfield,
and people kind of stood around. It was a weird setup. Maybe it was an open cup game. I don't remember. I just remember seeing back there, and I remember they had the Holy Mackerel beer truck, which is a local beer company down here. So Ed talked about Bruno Vieira is asking what section we guys got for our tickets. Ed is sitting in the supporter section. I thought about doing that, but I want to stay dry. More so, I want my wife and daughter to stay dry. So I'm sitting on the east sideline, section 114, row 36. So just so you get an idea, the stadium is 38 rows. I'm almost at the top.
Nosebleed.
It's not exactly nosebleed, Ed. The stadium's not the stadium's not that big. How could
you did that on? There's an elevator. We found out there's an elevator, so it's really conveniently close to the elevator. I mean, come on, Peter.
If I was on the west side, that would be a great argument for you, Ed. But I'm on the east. I don't know that there's an elevator on the east. There should be. There should be because for ADA compliance, there should be. But I don't know. I'm now that I know what I'm looking for. As far as what the elevator shaft is, and we're kind of he pointed things out to us.
Yeah, Eric pointed all that stuff out.
I'll look on the east, but I don't think there is that on the east.
We even found out that there's an area, like if you guys are bad or whatever, they have like a little jail. That's basically what it is.
He called it the security office. I called it the jail.
A detention center, I guess we can call it. Well, that's where, if you guys want to be like hooligans, that's where you're going to end up, guys.
Right, Ed.
Well, no, don't. You have to worry about me now. You have to. I'm past that age. That age of where I want to do crazy stuff. No, I just want to chill, watch my soccer game, have a good time with all the guys in the supporters section. And there are still tickets available in the supporters section. I asked one of the guys in the sales department. And so, guys, there were people there at the event that were asking about tickets and stuff like that. And some people, that weren't able to go to the event, they saw how cool it was, and they've been reaching out to me. And if you guys want to reach out to me on social media, to us, we'll give you a contact so you can contact the front office and get your season tickets.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I have seen some reports, some people putting up there that there's only like 1,000 tickets left, maybe 1,200, something like that. I don't know if any of that's accurate. I mean, that's on like the Reddit stuff like that. I don't know.
I totally forgot to ask about that, but well, you know what? I'm curious enough. I might even call up my sales rep.
Yeah.
To see how that's going.
Yeah. So again, there was a question again about the turf. The main field will be real grass. Everything's real grass except for one small high school field. Real grass everywhere. Don't worry. I mean, come on. Yeah. With artificial turf in South Florida, with the amount of rain and sun that we have, that'd be,
That'd be stupid.
It would be. It would be. I mean, what were they thinking at FAU? FIU?
Yeah, dude. I don't know why.
FAU has real grass. FIU has fake grass.
FIU. That's another story. Yeah. We actually talked about that a little bit, and how come they didn't play there. Well, turf was one of the reasons.
Yeah, turf, and the fact that it says another soccer owner's name on the building.
Yeah, that wouldn't fly. somebody that doesn't get along with MLS.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think that'll
Ricardo
work.
Silva Stadium is you can't have an MLS team playing in a Ricardo Silva Stadium. It's just not going to work. Not when he was kind of going up against MLS and trying, filing lawsuits and all that kind of stuff, and then trying to buy his way in there through the media rights. They don't want him. They don't want him.
That would have been awkward playing there. Right? So we're playing Inter Miami's playing at the Ricardo Silva Stadium. Yeah, doesn't sound too good.
All right. Zitian G, I don't know if I'm saying that right. He's on the east side with his wife and kids. Same reasons. Makes sense.
I haven't heard of anybody that's on the west side yet.
Because
anybody
do we know anybody? In one of the videos I asked if any of our viewers were going to have access to that West End VIP area. Nobody replied. Maybe our viewers are like us, Ed.
Broke. maybe
people that can afford West don't have time to watch a silly YouTube channel. They're busy making money.
That's probably true. Yeah, probably. But yeah, I haven't found anybody yet that's going to be on the west side.
No. But Eric Thomas, our buddy, was a little bit concerned about the elevators. Don't worry, they're there. At least one, right?
Yeah. On the west side though.
So Broke Boy Industries is really wanting to get into the supporter section right now. He wants to know where he can get that single ticket for the home opener.
Go to the website. You'll be able to. They'll put the there's a where the schedule's at. You'll be able to see there's a little ticket right next to the first date.
I was just going to go to Ticketmaster and just curious as you're talking, Ed.
Well, that's on the website. That I saw it on, and I was like, I didn't click on it, but I was like, wait a second. I heard somebody yesterday mention that the tickets are on sale for the first
I'm
game.
going right now. While we're talking, we're searching for you.
You're on there. See,
we got you.
We got
you, guys.
Who was
it? Yeah. Who asked?
Who were
you that asked? I don't remember.
Because we forget everything. We're as you can tell, we're very organized people. So.
Well, guess what? When you go to the game, Inter Miami versus LA Galaxy, I get a nice on sale date and time are in the works. Please check back.
Oh.
So it looks like to me, Ed, that I don't know if single game tickets are available yet.
Somebody mentioned it, and I saw that.
All right, so
I saw it on my phone, so I don't know. Maybe you clicked on it. There was something to click on, or it just said.
There's, I'm going to go back to the Inter Miami site just to see, but when you go on ticket, because the Inter Miami site, it goes through Ticketmaster. So I just figured let's just go to the home debut.
Oh, look, Doc Leo Thompson saying that I'm going to get that blue check mark certified by next season. Oh, shucks, man. I wish. I don't think it's that easy to get that thing. I have no idea where you can get it, too. It happened for the supporters, but the team helped them out with that.
Yeah, the team totally did that.
So, yeah, we don't have that technology or that know-how.
Yeah, Ed, when I go to the team's website, the only thing I see available are season tickets. I don't see anything for single game tickets. And like I said, when I go to Ticketmaster, it just says, please check back. So...
Oh, well, I guess it's not
I think the only things available currently are probably on StubHub, and they're going to be inflated.
Of course. But I'm ready to go to the first game, man. I'm going to LA. If you guys want to go to LA, I heard there's like the 2020 thing. Are you in the website right now,
No,
Peter?
but I did decide to go to StubHub. And just so you guys want to, if you guys just want to know, like section 123, which is in the south end, which is the opposite of the supporters section. You could get one ticket there for $66. It's not crazy.
Yeah,
is that considered super inflated?
Not yet. I think that's still within acceptable parameters.
To sit in the supporters section, it's actually cost more. It is the cheapest seat I can get you in the supporters section. I can get up to 4 tickets for $99 each.
Wow. Well, because I guess that's where the ambiance is going
Yeah.
to be at. That's where the
In
party's going
section
to be at.
108, right behind the goal, I
Mm-hmm.
could get it's as much as 142. But that's for 2 tickets. That's
Wow.
142 for 2 tickets. You got to buy all two. They want to sell both. So
Yeah. Well, they're
they're a
kind of
little
expensive,
expensive.
and it comes out a lot cheaper if you get season
Yeah.
tickets. Because mine came out to 400 something. Well, I bought 2 tickets
Oh, did
too.
you?
So yeah.
So hang on. Wait.
So
2 tickets only cost you $400 for the entire season.
well, each
400 each. Okay, so you spent $800.
Yeah,
All
800
right.
beans right there. Bam,
All
800.
right.
Yeah,
That's
crazy, man.
$400. I mean, hey, some of these guys might be coming in like our friend Eric Thomas. There's no reason for him to get a season tickets. He lives out of state, but he's a big Inter Miami fan.
Right.
I want to know when they're going to come out. We got to ask these questions, Ed, when we see these people. When are the flex game tickets going to come out? They always put. I
Yeah.
once upon a time make fun of me all you want, but I did buy a flex pack for Orlando City, and this was some years ago when we still weren't sure. Hey, we weren't sure if we were going to have a team, Ed. We didn't know.
I
We
can't
didn't
deal with
know.
this. Sorry, I can't. I'm
All
out
right,
here.
fine. We didn't know, so I
Just
went
kidding.
there and just enjoying some soccer and seeing some MLS. And I bought a flex pack. It was like 6 games, and I think I went to 4. I went to 4 and sold 2.
Yeah. It still hurts, Peter, to listen to that. I mean, wow, Orlando. What? I'm okay with Mickey Mouse, right? You get the passes
Right,
for
right, right.
the Mickey
Yeah,
Mouse
sure.
thing, but Orlando.
So just so you know, when you are enjoying my Inter Miami's first game in Los Angeles, I will be
Yeah.
in Orlando. I mean, I wasn't planning on it, but it just turns out that my daughter is dancing. My daughter is a big ballet dancer, and she's dancing in Disney that same weekend.
Well,
So,
okay. Now it's acceptable. It's
but
your
listen,
family,
listen how it
it's your
works.
kids,
Listen how it
it's-
works having a teenager, right? So this is a school dance trip, right? So she's going with her to school. They're going on a bus. They're going to go up and they're going to dance actually at Disney Springs, and she doesn't want us to go. She's
Of course, she's getting to that
right.
age.
So when she performs here locally in a theater, she wants us to go, right, and wants us to bring people. But this being school, she doesn't want her embarrassing parents to be there. So first
course.
thing we do is we have annual passes. So going to Disney costs nothing additional for us. So instantly book a hotel. Guess where we're going? We're going to go support you.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then
And there
we
you
have
go.
family in Orlando, so we're like, you're gonna have an audience. And she's like, she's so embarrassed.
JVRN 5 says, "Wow, Peter, there are some things. This isn't a confessional. He's right, or she's right. Keep some of that stuff to yourself, man. You really should keep that.
I'm an
stuff to
open
yourself.
book, guys. I'm an open book.
Now people are gonna make fun of you, like, hey, so how's Orlando City doing? Yeah, how's that purple shirt you probably have?
I don't have a purple shirt.
Okay,
But
good.
hey, we didn't know if we were going to have a team, so I'm going to go see the closest MLS games that I can. And I didn't say I was supporting them. I was just going to see FC Dallas. I saw a game with them. I don't even remember.
You went to go see Kaká,
I did.
right?
I did
Is
see
that what it was?
Kaká. Yeah. And before you give me such a hard time, Ed, you were at the very first Orlando City game.
Well, it was only because I was there to
I don't want
represent
to hear any
Miami.
excuses. You're going to give me a hard time, buddy. You were there too.
Well, yeah, but I was wearing my MLS
So
Miami.
was I.
Oh, well, just saying. Trying to throw me under the
And
bus
just so
here.
you guys know, this is my confessional.
All right, so confess some more stuff. Give us some more stuff to
I
make
don't
fun
know.
of you.
I don't know what. So what else are we going to talk about, Ed? People are asking
Well-
about Sergio Aguero if he will benefit from coming to MLS.
I would love him to come, man, but I think he's early 30s, but he's still playing really well, man. I don't see that guy coming over here. If he was like on the decline, I'd say bring him over. But that dude, he's still got a few more, at least a couple more seasons in Europe. I don't think he's moving from Manchester
Didn't I
City.
see a rumor that him and Silva could be coming here next year?
Possibility.
I mean, that's
a possibility.
that's
I don't
what I
know if
heard.
he's going to decline, but if he continues to be in form like he is right now, I don't see him going anywhere.
Of course, of
tell
course
you
we
the truth.
take him, right?
Oh yeah, dude, I'd take both of them. They already play together. They already know each other pretty well. One guy feeds him the ball most of the time so he can score. So that would be a hell of a duo right there. And I take him with my eyes closed. I take both of them with my eyes closed. Sign them, sign. But one of the players that we were going to talk about that's rumored right now is Rogelio Funes Mori. He's an Argentinian kid, and if you guys remember, Peter, you probably remember him. He used to be a
Yeah,
Dallas fan.
I did. Okay, go ahead. Make fun of me again because I liked Dallas too. All right, go ahead. Make fun of me. Bring it.
God, he's so wishy-washy, man. So many teams that you've had. I mean, dude, can't keep
to
up.
be honest, at that time, we had no hope for an MLS team, right? This is even pre-David Beckham saying he was interested in Miami. I almost moved to Dallas. I actually went to Dallas and I was looking at houses. So I was really, really close to moving to Dallas. And I went to a game there at their stadium. And their stadium is pretty cool because the entire field, like you walk in, it's sunken. So you're walking in, which would be, the top level, basically, and then you walk down to your seats. I think it's pretty cool. I know that stadium doesn't get a lot of love, mainly because of the location, but it was a cool stadium. So anyways, get back to your story about this player that I remember from FC Dallas.
Well, he won. There was a contest. I don't know if they still have it. It's called Sueño MLS, where all these young players had the opportunity to win a place on one of the MLS teams. Well, this kid won. He's originally from Argentina. He has a twin brother who actually plays in Europe now. He's a defender up in Europe. I forgot what team in Spain. And well, this kid Rogelio was the one that won the contest, and he got to play with the youth guys of Dallas. So. But there was a big controversy because the following year, he got signed by River Plate. And apparently, MLS hadn't done their homework, and somehow he got taken out of there, man. So that's I think MLS has learned their lesson from all that. I think somebody forgot to sign him or something, and he went where there was more money. And River Plate is definitely a bigger team than Dallas, so he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm going," and he went. He did pretty well. Ended up going to Europe after that. He went to Benfica. He after they loaned him over to a Turkish team that I can't even pronounce. Come on, give it a try. And dude, that thing's like no.
I mispronounce everything. You should try it. It's fun.
No, that's just impossible to pronounce. But he ended up coming back to the Americas, playing for Monterrey, where he's like the second highest scorer in the history of that team now. So he's pretty good, man. But he's 28 now. What I'm worried about is, that's one of the reasons why the other guy from America, what's his name, Roger Martinez, was not wanting to come because he's in that age where if he doesn't do well or if he doesn't go to Europe now, he's never going to go to Europe. So Funes Mori, he's probably, if he's going to come over here, he's probably going to want some good DP money. He's still pretty good. He's 28. So I don't know, man. I don't know if you've seen him before, but he's a pretty good player. He scored 130 goals, I think, over 130 goals in his career so far. So that's
I'm not really all that familiar with him other than his FC Dallas days. So I mean, I don't really know, but obviously the connection, Diego Alonso having coached at Monterrey, makes sense, right? That he'd reach out to some of his former players.
Right. And look, there's Nathan22 just told me Ramiro Funes Mori, which is his twin brother, plays for Villarreal in Spain. So yeah, see, I love these guys, man. They fill us in when we forget all these things. So yeah, man. And what are your thoughts on this guy, Peter? Do you think? Well, you tell me you don't.
I don't know anything about him. If he's a good player, I want him. I mean, just like simple as that.
I think he's good, but I just think it's something that you always mention. Okay, we've got two DP positions still available, but we need to have that one player that's going to sell shirts, and Funes Mori is not one.
And when I spoke to Paul McDonough a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that, and I said we need a big name player, and his reaction to me was, define big name player. And I said somebody that you could put on a billboard and everybody knows who he is, right? A marketable player. I think this market needs at least one of those. Everybody keeps referencing Atlanta. Even Paul did. Paul at one point said, if I build you in Atlanta, who's going to complain, right? I agree. But, and I don't know if our market's any different than Atlanta, because let's be honest, Atlanta's not known as a good sports market either, right? Soccer failed time and time again in Atlanta. Atlanta Silverbacks drew flies, right? They really didn't. They had a decent little stadium, and very few people showed up. So there was no history of supporting the sport other than maybe some big matches, right? Same thing as South Florida. We probably have had way more success supporting local soccer, and of course we obviously support those big massive events. But anyways, I mean, so I don't know. The markets may be pretty similar, but I still have always felt that our market, people clamor for the big names. And so I thought it's super important to have at least one that you could put on the billboard and market. Somebody right now. Let's if February 5th is the day that supposedly the jerseys are going to be announced, and at that point you should be able to buy them on the MLS store. So you can always put names on the back, right? So obviously they want to sell jerseys with player names on the back. But as of right now, you don't know who you would put on the back until you get to watch them play, right? Do you want to put a Pellegrini on the back or a Carranza because we think they're going to be great, but what if they're flops? Then I wasted $100 on a jersey on a flop, right? But if it's a marketable name, it's a name that's already proven, it's a name that you already know, you're going to go and get that Aguero on the back of your jersey or a Silva on the back of your jersey because it's a known name and you're guaranteed to at least have a classic name on the back of your shirt. So I think for marketing and selling jerseys, and that's a big part of this, I think that one marketable name is important. After having that conversation with Paul, I got the feeling we're not getting it. Not this year. And he said repeatedly he sees no value in waiting till the summer transfer window. Because some people have said, well, we'll wait until the summer to sign that big name. But he looks at it like, okay, the summer is crowded with all these tournaments. So we're going to get this player in the summer, so that the season's half over. Then they're going to, if they're a big name player, they're going to probably be pulled into these tournaments. They're going to go play these international tournaments. So what are you really paying for? You're not really going to have the player there, but for the briefest of time. So why wait till the summer? So either get him now or wait till next year.
Yeah, and he's got a point. I mean, the guy really knows about stuff.
Tell that story.
Watching him. Yeah, that's really cool because one of the guys in the Southern Legion, he's a pretty good player. Adler, but you know who Adler is, right? So Adler's a pretty good player, and I'm like, pushing, him to go talk to Paul, and Paul's like, yeah, sure, what position you play? And he's like, oh, I play in the wings. And he's like, okay, which wing? And he's like, left wing, and and Paul is like, oh, okay. And he's like, and what's your shooting leg? And he's like, my right. And he's like, I see how it is. He's like, you like to pull in and have a shot. That's what you like to do. You don't like throwing the centers. So he just started, Adler just started laughing. He's like, kind of like, oops, yeah, that's pretty much what he does. So just right there, you understand that Paul's got a really good understanding of the game. That's probably something that he's not looking for. He probably wants somebody that's left-footed that's going to throw that center in. Not the guy that wants to be a pretend left winger and wants to, have that shot.
Exactly.
So
I think that was great that he's scouting the Southern Legion.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Funny.
One of our other guys, Manuel, was a really good. He was blocking all these things. He was a great goalkeeper. And Paul started saying, "Hey, I'm watching you." Like telling him, he could sign him. And after he told him, and Manuel's like, he's a little shy, so he was like, "Oh my God, dude, this is cool. Yeah, sign me or whatever." But he's just teasing people.
He's just having fun.
He's
just
people.
having fun.
Yeah. So I thought it was really cool. Give him a little bit of hope.
Yeah. So some people in here, I'm scrolling back, but somebody was asking, will Inter Miami have partnerships with other European clubs like Orlando City did? If yes, which ones do you think? I mean, with all these rumors about the Qatari connection, I mean, PSG maybe?
Yeah, somebody that's got Qatari ties, connections and stuff. But Peter, there's something that you were talking about Carranza and
Yeah.
Pellegrini, and we talked about it. We actually had lunch after we went to the stadium. We were talking about how they now have green cards.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by that. Just because, look, I've been through the green card, process. Granted, we didn't have the kind because my wife is a foreigner, and so we went through the process.
You had her expressly imported.
It seems like hang on a second, Ed. It seems like every single week I tell some story, because this is my confessional. I tell some story about my wife, and then she, of course, is going to watch this video, and I'm going to get in trouble.
Well, that's what you get for confessing too much stuff.
But let's go ahead and tell the story anyways. Just real quick, it's like you said, I imported it or whatever. I tease my wife once in a while that I saved her from a sweatshop because she literally.
That's terrible, man. Terrible. I know.
But she
and you're gonna be on restriction now. You're going to sleep in that couch now.
And it's not comfortable. It looks nice, but it's not comfortable. She was a foreigner living in this country, and sometimes you don't have the best work options available to you, and worked in a place that maybe didn't ask all the questions they need to ask. And you might call it a sweatshop of sorts, paying people under the table and all that kind of stuff. And, I came in and,
You're the knight in
shining armor. And I told her, don't worry. I'm going to even move you out of that. My Orlando roots go even further because my wife lived in Orlando. She lived in actually Kissimmee. And then I brought her down here. But, yeah, so I saved her from sweatshop. But my point about all that is, I've been through the process of getting her a green card and actually it's actually even when your relationship is legit, you have to get interviewed to show that it's not a marriage of convenience and all that kind of stuff. Even though I can't get deported, right? I'm an American citizen. I went into those interviews thinking, man, this place looks scary. I felt like I could get deported, but I know that's not possible.
Right.
But anyways, long story to say, it was a surprise that they got green cards so quick, because normally I would think, and I don't know how it works for sports, but I would think the government would want them to have been here for a certain amount of time, and I don't mean the 7 years that say a normal average person has to be here for, but I would think that they'd want them to be here for more than a month. Before they get a green card. I guess that's what money does, right?
I think because at least one of them's a DP. Mm-hmm. The other guy, he's under. There must be something in the rules where they say, all right, these guys are, they're a big deal. So there might be some type of rule where they're allowed to go through the process a lot quicker.
If anybody knows anything about the immigration status for...
immigration lawyers out there listening to us somewhere.
Let us know.
Just,
let us know or what it's like especially from the sports side of things, because obviously it was different for me and my wife than it was for Pellegrini. Although being through marriage, it was still fairly simple. But, I mean, they've been here... They've been here for like a month. In town.
Right, and already, bam. There you go, buddy. You're good.
But
it
really does.
Peter.
That is now two international players backup that they can choose from.
Yeah. So, but the problem is we have only 2 DP positions, which are probably going to be foreigners. We got 2 extra ones. How many foreigners do we have? Well, they don't count anymore. We've got McCoon.
Right.
We've got... what else we got?
I'm letting you count.
No, I got a list of players here, Peter, because I can't remember. Roman Torres. I don't know if he's been here long enough. He might already have residency. Luis no, he does. Those guys don't have it. We don't have McCoon's one of them.
Yeah, and somebody was actually asking about McCoon, how McCoon is doing with his situation.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think we'd have Jerome Kaysvetter. He's got dual nationality. So I think we're good in that. I think we're probably just going to get... They've been talking about that Scottish player.
Yeah.
He's one that's probably going to come with that. I don't think he's going to be getting paid as much as a DP, so I think we're good. Maybe they're going to start looking for those type of players, that are still going to be paid kind of
Right.
high for American standards, but they're foreigners.
Yeah, the one thing I keep thinking about is what this does for American players. So the MLS laws rules are, I think it's 8 international spots available for every MLS team, and then you take 2 internationals that clearly.
Does that include Canadians? Canadians, I think, are exempt, right? Or
I don't know. I would think maybe just because they're North Americans.
blame Canada.
I don't know for
Canada.
certain. I don't know all the MLS rules. I know some of them,
Mm-hmm.
but oh, so Eric Thomas is hearing that McCoon has some visa issues. So
But I don't know. He's with
I did not hear about that being out of the country. I don't know. I didn't hear about that.
No, that's the first time I
Yeah.
hear about it. But we're definitely
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
find
dig
out
a
for the
little
next
bit more
show.
on that. But oh,
I hope not, because I think he's he's a young talent that's
Yeah.
probably going to blossom here.
well,
in MLS.
my train of thought, I got it back. I lost it, but I got it back. So MLS has this rule that you can only have 8 foreigners, so that we can grow the American players as well, right? So that was always a big part
Yeah.
of MLS, is to grow those American players. But now, if you've got 2 international players that now have green cards and don't count as internationals, they count the same as an American. Who are you going to go for? You're going to go for those guys over Joe Smith, that grew up in Kansas, right? So this really, the fact that they were able to get green cards so quickly, it's great for us as fans to see great quality product on the field, but it's not really the best thing for the American player. It hurts the American growth, I would think.
It does. It does. But I think we're okay, because we've got the academy system going. Some of those guys are probably going to come up, hopefully blossom, like I was saying about McCoon, through the academy system, and we could start getting some of those players. There's a lot of talent out there. There's a lot of players that I'm hoping that that Inter goes to the high schools, because there's some people that have hidden talent, and they're not in the academy system. In the other academy systems, like the PSG school and all these tons of schools that the kids have to the parents are paying for. I think they already went that route. They need to get some scouts out there to the schools and find out and look at these kids that are playing in the high school championships and stuff like that. There's a lot of talent right there.
Yeah, I agree. There's so much talent. They definitely have to start scouring the local scene.
Especially like the inner city area, man, where urban soccer
Right.
is at. That's a good place to start looking. There's a lot of people that just don't have the means to be in any of these soccer academies. So, yeah, don't forget about those kids.
Yeah. Maury or Martinez coming. So, everybody, we got to find out soon, right? Who else, if anybody else is coming. They did mention that Paul McDonough did mention that one of the international players that they're going after may not be here for the first 1 or 2 weeks of the season. I don't know if that's the Scottish dude or if that's somebody else they're still going after, but there was somebody they had targeted that may miss a first couple of games. But everybody else they plan to have in, and we are running out of time. Anyways, hey, there was a question in here. I just thought it'd be a fun question that I think One World One Gold had asked about. Do you think Beckham will be in Miami for the Super Bowl?
Oh, that's a good question. I would hope he would be, because it's a great place to promote
I think,
his team.
in my opinion, he has to be there. He has to be there.
Right.
Black suit, pink tie, and looking
The
dapper,
works.
and out there just to say I'm supporting Miami.
He should be out there in the parking lot posting those magnets on them cars, man, and somebody to take pictures of them. And people will be happy. They'll be like, sign them for me. Sure. They'll never put them on the car, I bet you.
Even better, Ed? What is more annoying than you go to a sporting event, you go to a soccer game, and you've got all those little postcards in your windshield? I want to see Beckham out there plastering all the postcards on all the cars.
That would be hilarious, man. That'd be a good commercial.
But that was the other thing is,
Yeah, and dress them up a little bit. Dress them up so people don't realize and have them do that.
yeah,
That'd
that
be
was the
funny.
other thing is they were asking if there might be some sort of Super Bowl commercial with Beckham in it. I don't know if we'd go that far. I don't think Inter Miami's going to spend that kind of money for a commercial. It's not Super Bowl money, but
No, I think they should put him on a billboard in front of Lockhart. Just right there, and just this is my house. Pointing over there. Get your season
Yeah,
tickets.
yeah, and that's
Gonna
what
sell.
something we kind of discussed during lunch as well. I'm curious what other people think. If you're, because we did hear, I read somewhere that they are planning on putting up some billboards. I think the first week of February, something like that. So very soon we'll start seeing some billboards. They've already purchased the media rights for those billboards. So, what do you guys want to see on those billboards? Right? Ed thinks they should plaster Beckham up there, whether point
Good old, yeah, good old Golden Ball.
put him up there in his speedos, put him in some pink underwear and stuff like that. Like, get all the ladies, get all the
yeah,
ladies interested
season
in
tickets.
in going to Inter Miami games.
Exactly. And if the ladies go, the guys will
Right?
go.
I
You know.
disagree with that. I think it would be awesome. It'd be funny, but what team promotes the team by using the owner on the billboard?
Well, he's famous. Everybody likes him.
Yeah, but Adela,
I'm
it comes
saying.
across almost like a joke. He's not suiting up. He's not the coach. I think you have to put those players. You got to put a picture of some players, and that's where I want to see that marketable player. I envision, kind of that triangle, that kind of thing where you got the star in the front,
Yeah,
and then you got Pellegrini, Carranza, Robles, and something like that.
Yeah.
Right now, I think if you're getting a billboard, maybe they're just some action shots. You get an action shot of Robles, saving a goal, going after with a
Right.
black background and pink writing. Maybe some cool pink graphics like showing him like diving and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Something like not
That's
like that
cool.
he's super recognizable.
They should hire you, Peter, to come up with
I
these
know.
ideas. They're probably writing this down right now. Like, thanks for your ideas.
No,
Peter.
I know how it is with designers. I work with designers every day. Every day, they all think they know best. Yeah,
Yeah.
all designers have an ego, and while they may steal your idea, they'll change it just enough to where because they think their idea is best. They know best, and that's okay. Every designer's got a little bit of an ego, but they may that's not happening.
Well, like One World Sports is saying, One World,
Yeah.
One Goal says Bex has done. He's done them for Burger King, and his undies. You're right. He did a Super Bowl ad. Remember?
Yeah, but if he does
He
a
was
Super Bowl ad, we want him to work in Inter Miami. I could see Beckham in a Super Bowl ad for sure, a Heineken ad or something like that because of the ties with Inter Miami Heineken. I can see him doing a Super Bowl commercial. That could happen for sure, but putting Inter Miami into the commercial, I don't see that happening. And that's what we
Yeah,
really want,
yeah.
right? That's what we would want to see.
Oh, cool. Yeah, for sure, man. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna get, but they need to do something
Yeah.
and quick.
Eric Thomas is saying, we don't need an old-ass dude from Europe. But are you really telling me if you had the opportunity to sign Suarez or Aguero, you wouldn't go for it? Hell, I'd even take Di Maria. I think that's a conversation between Eric and Nathan 22. They're going at it as far as which players they want. But I agree with Eric. I don't want an old-ass dude, but is like David Silva an old-ass dude? I don't think so. I think he's still got some talent.
No,
I think he's still got some talent.
He's still got some talent. I think he's gonna tear it up here in
Right.
MLS. And he's basically the general in the midfield. I think he's gonna be good in that
Yeah.
position.
Again, Doc Leo Thompson's asking if Heineken's going to be our jersey sponsor. Man, that's the rumor is, and that's I haven't read too much into it, but I did read a little bit of a story on it and people complaining about it. But the Qatari stuff, it's sounding like they want to have some sort of Qatar Airways, or something like that on the jersey. They want to. The rumor is that they've reached out between the two, and that they want to. I hate, just a side note, just so you guys in the chat, every once in a while, if you say the word like, a questionable word, I have to sit there and approve it. I wish it would just let it fly,
Why doesn't it? I mean, do we have like
No,
children?
no. Yeah, and
No?
that's a whole big story about YouTube and having to click is this video for children or not. Our stuff is never for children. They can watch it, but it's not made for
Mm-hmm,
children.
mm-hmm.
But
Oh, shout out to Yoel from Heiko. Yay, thanks
all
for watching.
right, um, gold gold album 123 wants Qatar Airways as our sponsor. That may happen, but I've been you're reading a lot online about people really complaining about that because Qatar has really bad human rights stories, and I remember hearing about that they were using some people like kind of like slaves to build their stadiums. I mean, they're not quite slaves, but something similar to that. So
Mm-hmm.
Qatar Airways, to me, I had no problem with any. I mean, I have a problem with slave labor or human rights issues, but at the end of the day, I just want my team and I want them to be successful. And if they're going to make a business deal with, fine, whatever. I mean, the Qataris have business deals with so many worldwide soccer teams around. They are actually, I think, the part of the ownership of BN Sports. I'm not sure if it's Qatar, but it's definitely from that part of the world. I think it might be Qatar. So they're already connected to things down here in Miami because the BN Sports is out of Miami. So that's, and from what I heard is, Beckham was trying to partner up with the people from PSG as to be part owners of Inter Miami, and the ownership of MLS blocked that.
Yeah,
But from what I understand, they can't necessarily block a sponsorship, which if they could block one, I would think they could block the other. But that seems to be, an issue. But I don't think it'd be cool to see Heineken on the jerseys. I don't know. It would be a little weird to see a bunch of kids running around with Heineken on their shirts.
Yeah, that'd be a little weird. All the little kids like, oh, Heineken.
Because parents, children, everybody's gonna buy the jerseys, so that would be a little bit weird.
That would be interesting. Well, Newcastle used to have Newcastle
yeah, they did.
on theirs.
Yeah, they did.
So
Fernando Escalante is saying, look at where your clothes are made of in China and all that, and they deprive human rights. So I have no problem with Qatari Airways as a business deal. I agree. But I was reading a whole big thing about it. There was a whole website about trying to block it, and so we'll see what happens. And Peter, will you watching away games from O'Shea's? O'Shea's. What's O'Shea's? Are we watching away games at O'Shea's? What is O'Shea's?
Yeah, O'Shea's. Isn't that someplace in Palm Beach or something?
I'm not sure.
I thought I heard of an O'Shea's or something like that.
I don't know, but
Beach. There are going to be places in Palm Beach and all over Broward. It's funny because one of the guys was telling me he was from Broward yesterday at the event, and he was like, "Man, it's a little far to get here." And I was like, "Man, and that place is kind of north of Miami." And I was like, "But don't worry. I mean, there's half of the people in the Southern Legion are
right.
from Broward, so we're looking for a place up there, and there's a couple of them that are from Palm Beach. So there'll be places all over the place."
Okay, so go
West Palm.
In West Palm. Okay,
yeah, it's in West Palm. It's the bar. Yeah, I knew it. It sounded familiar to me.
I mean, obviously, I live further north than you do, Ed, but it's funny is I rarely go to West Palm. I very rarely find a reason to be in West Palm. I just drive past it. I know it's nice and everything,
right?
But I so rarely ever go there for any. I just don't have a reason. So I don't know
right.
where the bars are, but there are a lot. Man, we could just keep going all night. There are so many questions about where the games will be shown. I mean, those are so many unanswered questions, and none of us have those answers. I mean, Ed's a little bit connected. I'm the smallest bit, very, very little connection, other than the security people at the stadium. But we really don't know. I mean, there's so many questions. Who's going to be broadcasting the local games? Is it going to be Sunshine Network or whatever it's called?
Ray Hudson did say something on his Twitter, and that said there's talks. He
Yeah,
said
somebody was asking him if
was,
he was going to broadcast the games through the color, and he said, "It's in the works."
it's in the works. Yeah, that's what he said. It's in the works. So that would be great. I've heard of a lot of people that are in the works and have met with the team, and nothing has happened.
But imagine,
so,
I mean, I know you remember those games where when Ray Hudson was calling the Fusion games before he got the head coaching job. I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Wonderful.
So
he's a wizard with words, man. And as much as I loved him as a coach, I think he's got a talent for saying things. His press conferences were incredible, man. We need to get somebody like that for the press conferences. I remember my drives back. I would listen because they would put it on the radio show, and I'd listen on the way back with my dad, and we'd be cracking up half the time because he was just so funny.
Wait a minute. Jeff Gold Album 123 says, "Who is Ray Hudson?" I mean, we don't know our viewers, but I'm going to assume Gold Album that you must be young. I'm just going to guess you're young, and that's okay. But Ray Hudson, man, he is a legend down here in South Florida. I should go and grab my Ray Hudson jersey. But he was a Fort Lauderdale striker midfielder and a legend with the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. Then went on to broadcasting. Actually, he left soccer business and opened a pool business for a while. He was cleaning pools, right? And then at some point, he becomes the broadcaster from doing color commentaries. An English guy started his career with Newcastle, was doing the broadcasting. If you're ever curious of who Ray Hudson is, watch any of the La Liga games on BN Sports. I know he calls a lot of those. The British. Right.
Look him up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You got to look him up, man. It's worth it. You're going to be cracking up with half the stuff. He's the guy that made orgasm a daily word for everybody.
Right. So Gold Album 123. At the end of this video, you're already on YouTube. Just YouTube Ray Hudson and listen to the beautiful gems that come out of this guy's mouth. I mean, it is hilarious. So he was a world-class soccer player and a world-class broadcaster. So he's amazing.
Oh yeah, shout out to Julio Cesar. He actually sent me a text. Julio Cesar was there and he missed you yesterday, Peter. You didn't show up. You probably didn't catch the beginning of the show when we were talking about how you missed the event.
Just got back from Colombia that night, so my arms were tired. So, all right, with that really bad joke, Ed, I think it's time to wrap it up. We are over an hour. It's so funny, Ed, how sometimes we start a show, we don't have a lot to talk about other than our experience. But you know what I like about this show? It's literally a couple of guys and all our friends in the chat sitting around the bar just talking. That's what this show is. It's just, you and your buddies sitting there talking about some of your favorite subjects, having a few laughs, and goofing off while you're at it. And I really appreciate everybody in the chat room joining along with us, making this show fun.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. We enjoy it, and it's funny because we talked earlier with Peter, and we still have stuff to talk about, man. That's a good thing about loving soccer, and yeah, we could talk forever. That's a good thing.
It's good. So guess what? We're going to do it again next week, where we're going to talk more nonsense. And you guys are going to...
Or we might have a guest.
So if it's coming out of my mouth, it's nonsense. So, and I don't shut up. So there will be there will be some nonsense next week. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. If we didn't get to your question, I'm sorry. Put them in the comments after the video. Those comments are saved. These are not. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And Monday, tomorrow, watch the construction video. Get the full golf cart drive-through. It's good.
The experience.
All right. Thanks for watching. See you guys next week. Ciao.